my painting of the hula dancer. I am really happy with how far I've gotten, and I want to stop right now and let it sit for a day, or otherwise I think I'm just gonna overdo it, overwork it, make some mud. I don't want to do that. I love the bright colors. That's not the vision that was in my head. I was going for cooler colors. Now I've got all these super warm colors going on. But I love it, and so I'm going to very carefully go forward so I don't mess it up. Anyway, enjoy the voiceover and the beginning, and then I'll be putting up a new video of the second part probably tomorrow. I'm going to have it Saturday tomorrow, so I'm going to have plenty of time to paint. So part 2 coming soon.
All right, my artistic friends, I am showing you my palette that I've chosen. Took a few minutes to do that. And now I'm beginning with the darks. And I did want the skirt kind of to be purple. My whole vision for this was for a purple skirt, and maybe, yes, definitely some reds in flowers and stuff like that. But to go with cooler colors, as you'll see by the end of this, I end up with a lot more warm colors, and I like it. So that's just the principle of responding, as I've said, to the to what the painting calls for. I don't know how to term that any better. The painting calls for it. I guess the scientific term for that would be I respond to what I have put on the page, and then that makes me respond to another thing that I've put on the page. As you'll notice, pretty soon my understanding of figurative work is pretty limited. I have relegated myself, or what's the word I want to use? I have restricted myself to non-figurative work except for animals up until now. But recently, more and more figurative work is starting to creep into my work. I guess I'm feeling more courageous, more brave about that. So you'll pick up right away on the fact that the arms, I'm struggling with the arms. By the end of this, I'm pretty happy with how they look. But yeah, at first you'll notice that, she gets a really long alien arm, and especially on the one that as you're looking at it, the one on the left. So funny stuff. But anyhow, you'll see that I correct it, and by the end, I'm pretty happy with it. So as we go forward, I'm leaving the bright spot in that skirt on purpose, because I want to make sure that skirt gets some form, and I don't want it to get too dark in there. I will fix it later. It's been very interesting. One of the things that I like to do as I paint a subject, especially when I've never painted before, is I like to study it. I like to go and look things up, and I've been learning a lot about hula dancing. I've been learning a lot about Hawaii, and it's been really interesting to do that. That's one of the draws for me of painting different subjects than to look them up, and I wanted to make sure that I had kind of a heart understanding of what's going on. Adding some vegetation here She may be on the beach, but there's plenty of lush vegetation around. So making sure I get that in. Picking out some different colors. Need a darker color in this vegetation, so adding that in. You want to get your dark colors in early. As usual, really didn't do a value study on this first because I didn't know what I was actually going to do. During my research, I did decide that I would attempt to put in some palm trees. That's just kind of part of the culture, and I wanted definitely to have a sense of place. So you can see that I put some ocean behind her, and right now I've taken a little break to go and look to see what I can do with the sky. And I'm trying some different things. I want to push it back, but as you'll see here in a moment, I just break out and do something super bold. I put blue up high there, and I chose a little bit warmer blue. There, now you can see what I'm doing. And I don't bring it down very far because in my mind, I'm going to push it back. But then as I go for the next color, you'll see what happens. I just can't find what I want. And when you can't, you just go bold. So I guess we're going to have a sunset. And I will have to knock this back, obviously, but immediately that I put it down, I love how it contrasts with everything in the foreground. So now we're going to get some sunset clouds there, using the dark purple to harmonize and to give the feeling of those clouds. And all of a sudden, this is a whole different painting than what was in my head. And it's always an exciting adventure when that happens. So I have an alien arm there on the left, and you'll see me correct that. In fact, you'll see me correct it like multiple times because it's just not what I want. I think that, again, I want to encourage you. It is okay to correct. Just because you start a painting doesn't mean it's going to, every stroke is going to work out right. It's okay to look at that and go, well, that doesn't work, and do something else. It's quite fine. Adding some highlight light is coming, or in my mind, it's coming from our left as we're looking at the picture. So I want to highlight that side of the painting. Okay, we're doing some adjusting of that alien long arm. Well, I don't like it, and I'm just going to keep messing with it till I get something else that I like. Nope. Nope, you can see me hesitate. I'm putting my hand out to look at where the shadows go. And I still don't like it. I hope this is encouraging to you. Just notice that it is okay to try again, and to try again, and to try again. In a minute, you'll see me get my eraser, my canned air out, and just take the end of that off. All of a sudden I realize, hey, her arm should be skinnier. The elbow is way too far out. And so I pull it back in. It's not enough yet. Nope. Okay, I'm liking that better, but it's still wrong. And So yeah, okay, I'm going to go try something else for a bit because I'm just not happy with it. I'm adding her little crown. No, I'm working on the tree, the palm tree behind her, which I will eventually push back and give it some lighting and some form. While I think about that arm, I realize it's wrong. I'm not sure what to do about it. I wanted to add some natural green into this skirt, so I began doing that. Oh, let's give her a top that's red and bright. And I love that. I'm enjoying seeing the form play and begin to look like a real person. But that arm is just driving me crazy. I try something else again. Nope, that doesn't work. You can see, and even I can see what's wrong from here. But whenever I was making it, I could not see what was up. And so that's a hint to you. Always back up. Always get far back, because once you do, you're going to be able to see what's wrong. All right, adding some more. I actually am going to take this orange color all over that to harmonize it, to blend it in, to give that sunset feeling. And that'll let me make it even better as we go on. It did already kind of push it back a little bit. That red was right in your face. I want some of that orange to highlight the areas. And then I'm just trying to get that arm right, and I realized that I should not have light on the bottom of her, the back of her arm. And here we go. That's it. It all just has to go. So off that comes, and my canned air takes it out. I realized that what's left of the arm is in pretty good shape. Now I just have to put the front of the arm on very carefully. I want to make sure that it's more anatomically proportioned, and it's still too long. So it's so funny. I just keep working on it. And that's what you've got to do too. Don't fret if it's not right. Just try something else. What if this works? What if that works? Well, it didn't. Okay, well, what if this works? You got to keep trying. You can't ever give up. So it's looking a little bit more like I want it, but it's still way too long. She needs a belly button. I'm not happy with that belly button, but I wanted to remind myself that I need some suggestion of a belly button in there. So working on that. A little shadow on the bottom of that arm. Some shadow on her chest there. Now again, that'll be more form will be added to that. If I stand back and I look at this, though, I'm really happy with the abstract look of it. I don't want a lot of detail. I don't want a lot of distracting ideas. I just want you to get the idea that this girl is dancing in the sunset. So I'm realizing pretty quickly here that I want to stop and give this some thought before I go forward. Always back up. Always give yourself plenty of chance. I'm adding some light to those leaves in her hair. and to the foliage as well. I will need to warm that up. This is a sunset, so those lime colors are going to be too cool. Alright, so I will start with part 2 tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this.